What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be checking out Ubisoft's new game, Skull and Bones. Now, this is Ubisoft's first attempt at a Quadruple A game, which lets them raise the price tag from $60 to $70, because one extra A means an extra $10, I guess. But is this game going to be worth the $70, or is it going to fall into the likes of Redfall and Gollum and anything before it? I don't think it's going to be that bad, but let's jump into the open beta and find out. To start off the game, you're thrust into a ship battle against a massive horde of enemies, 300 style. And this is where the game teaches you the core of its naval combat. You can hoist your sails, which catches the wind and helps you pick up speed. Fire your cannons at enemy ships. Granted, you have cannons on that side of your ship. You can even ram enemies if you want to. And that guy ran into me. It was kind of his fault. After finishing up the tutorial battle with the enemy battleship, we get ambushed by 5 more of them. After the short little cutscene showing our imminent demise to 5 battleships, we get bumped out of bounds by this ship here, and we enter a cutscene which lets us not move and we're forced to stay out of bounds. Which could have been bad, but we get sunk by the enemy battleships anyways, so I guess it didn't really matter. But I'm watching you, Ubisoft. Don't let it happen again. We end up getting teabagged by a crab, which wakes us up through sheer embarrassment. This is where we get to create our character. And honestly, nice touch, Ubisoft, using the reflection of a puddle on your floating piece of wood. Gold star. We finish up creating our character, and get rescued by a few of our crew members from the previous fight. They explain to us that we have some kinda special glint in our eye or something, and they would follow us to the end of the world. Why do games always do stuff like this? Well, anyway, we become captain of this floating piece of wood, and set off on our first adventure to repair our ship. On our way to a nearby island, we do a sick drift around this shark, but he doesn't like that, and he tries to snag one of us for lunch. We arrive at the small island, and disembark our ship to try to find supplies to fix our vessel. On this island, we found a cooking pot which lets us make food that will buff certain stats for a period of time, and also a dying pirate who shows us the location of a shipwreck, which may have the supplies we're looking for. On my way back to my ship, I find out there's an emote wheel and a camera function. I try my best to set up the camera and find a way to pose during the camera mode, but no luck. The only way I think you're able to take a photo with a pose is if you're fast enough to press the emote and bring up the camera before the emote is finished. Now, this could just be user error, but careful, Ubisoft. Don't make me take your gold star away. We set sail for the quest marker, and arrive at what looks like Party Island. Making our way up the island path, we try talking to any of the NPCs we see, but they all just seem to be fluff to make the islands feel more alive. After getting talked down to by another pirate captain, we receive another quest to scavenge supplies floating in the ocean. While looking for said supplies, we get attacked by another shark, except this time, we're ready. Come on, big boy, just follow directly behind me. Oh my god, that was awkward. Let me try again. Oh my god, there's like a weird arc to it. I swear to god, it's not me. After a few more miserable misses, we actually managed to land a few hits and finally kill the shark. Now, some people may like this, but I don't like the idea of having to turn my ship around just to go back to the corpse of the shark and loot the body. I gotta figure out this spear. I think I'm doing something wrong here, because it's like, yeah, it has like a weird arc, but like, oh, I can hold it! And the aim gets tighter. I get it now. Back on the island, we turn in the missing supplies, but the other captain calls us a chum sniffer and tells us to find our own way to pirate paradise. Defeated, we head back to our ship and set sail for the shipwreck of the enemy battleship, hoping to find clues about how to get to St. Anne, which is the pirate paradise. Pulling up to the wreckage, we are tasked with completing a timing minigame, which I actually kind of like these minigames a lot. Searching around the wreckage, we find some operational cannons and give it a shot. I just gotta line this up, right? And it should just shoot right there. Oh, I shot over it. That's awkward. I'm done. We find the captain dead in his quarters. And I may be overthinking it, or call it a hunch, but I'm pretty sure the captain went down before the ship did. We find what looks like an invitation and a map showing the location of St. Anne. We make our way back down the wreckage, shoot the cannonball a couple more times for good luck. You know, I'm getting kind of nasty with this. Let me see if I can hit the shark. Oh! Yeah, I am now the best pirate captain there's ever been. And you know what's messed up is I can't even loot that corpse because I'm gonna have to go drift to it. Back on our ship, we share what we learned with our crew. They officially swear me in as their captain, and we make our way to St. Anne. Arriving at Pirate Paradise, we claim some goodies in the mailbox, and make our way to the warehouse to store supplies because I hate having a full inventory. On our way to see the captain of Pirate Paradise, the cutscene gets really weird because the captain kind of just doesn't exist. I mean, he keeps talking to me, but it looks like I hand the invitation to a ghost. Oh! I think the wind caught the letter and it just flew off. Oh man, this cutscene. Bravo, Ubisoft. Bravo. The captain asks us what type of pirate we plan to be. I honestly don't think this decision mattered at all, but I love doing trading in video games, so I went with trade my way to the top. We take our leave from the Ghost of Skurlock, and are finally free to do whatever we want. Now, this game works on an infamy system instead of your usual leveling system in games. So, anything you do in the world, from completing quests to hunting enemy ships, gives you points into your infamy, which lets you unlock things like more advanced ships and advanced weaponry. I also enjoy the small cutscene you get the first time you create a new weapon or a new ship. It's a nice touch. Oh, and also it seems like from the bottom left there, you can have a party of up to 3 people, but I'm not too sure if there's going to be raids where you can have more than that yet. Our next task is to collect a bunch of acacia wood and bring it back to the shipmaker in town to create a boat at least slightly better than this little dinghy we got. And it does seem like we are going to have this timing minigame on everything we do collection-wise, so if you're not a big fan of it, oh, suck it up. Sucks to be you. Deal with it. No, honestly, I'm not sure if there's maybe an upgrade or something that'll allow this to be done automatically, but I highly doubt it because I've tested trying to only hit the yellows, and it does give us significantly less resources than if we manage to hit it in all the green. So it does seem like this minigame will be here to stay. On our way back to town to return the wood for our new vessel, I spot some ships in the distance and realize that you can actually scope it out with your crow's nest and actually get a good amount of information on the ship beforehand before you decide whether you want to try to engage them or not. Trying to keep myself busy on the boat ride back to town, I just now realize how really nice the skybox is in this game. Especially with the roaming storm clouds. It's a nice touch that I think most people will kind of just glance over and not really give time to appreciate. Finally making it back to town, we bring our wood to the shipmaker, and we get treated with a cutscene showing our brand new ship being crafted. We start working on cannons for our new ship, and I just wanted to show you guys that there's actually a really nice amount of variety in the types of cannons you can make. I mean, sure, at the end of the day, they're all still just cannons, but hey, you got options. You also get a fantastic variety of things you can change to make your ship unique. Things like different colored sails with different designs on them, different types of statues that you hang on the front of your ship. You also got different ship colors, different armor types, different license plates. You can even change the clothes your crew wears. But my personal favorite, the pets. Brown Neko, the most courageous member of your crew. Oh, look at him kicking, he's adorable. Wait, does he have a peg leg? He has the captain's peg leg? What about the first one? Clumsy Fino, blinded in battle. Blinded in battle, does he have... He does! He has a pirate eye patch! Turn around so I can see you. There you go. Oh yeah, that's probably the sickest one. And you can buy him with actual game currency. How about this guy, Mr. Maroon? He's got face paint. Alright, gold star, Ubisoft. Nice job on the pets. I also forgot to mention that the voice acting in the game for the merchants and the people that you meet are pretty well done.
So, you've been to the atelier. But clothes aren't all that make the pirate. If you want to rise above the rest, build your infamy.
I also really enjoyed the first-person view on your ship, and the option to sing pirate shanties with your crew. Getting distracted while looking around, we accidentally bump into an enemy ship and end up engaging in combat. Which I totally won, by the way, so yeah. When losing in combat, your ship leaves behind its cargo where you sank, and you have to go back and retrieve your loot. But be careful. Like any other game, if you die again before retrieving your loot, they're gone for good. Another quality of life thing I really enjoy are these little hideaway stash areas you'll randomly find on islands you disembark on. They let you empty out your cargo and storage so you don't have to keep making these long trips back to town just to declutter your inventory. One last thing I want to share with you guys is the treasure map side activity. You're given an X on a location, and it's your job to try to find where that location is and make your way to it. After running around the island for about 15 minutes trying to find where the X is, we end up finding the treasure just as I was about to leave the island and give up. I don't know, man. I guess just go... I mean, there's a spot here, maybe in this corner. Oh my god, it's right here. No, it's not by the ship, and I didn't just waste like 15 minutes running around the island like 5 times in a row. What did we get? 18 silver and a lost sea people relic? I'm not even happy about that.
Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises, early in the morning.
Skull and Bones was actually a lot more of a delightful experience than I was expecting when I headed into the game. The gameplay loop with shooting cannons and maneuvering your ship took some getting used to, but it does feel very realistic, with cannons having shot deviation, reload time, and you're even able to harpoon and board an enemy ship when their life is low enough. The ship combat, although very well done, I can see becoming stale very quickly, as besides the naval combat, I saw no other means of meaningful gameplay, such as maybe being able to fight the crew on the ship when you board the enemy vessel. I've also never got to test the party play, but I'm imagining it'll just be the same gameplay loop, just with tankier ships, but still fighting with your own ships. I'd love to actually be able to join my friends and be part of their crew, where we sail off and do the missions together on one ship. Me controlling the cannons, and my friend maneuvering the ship to avoid enemy fire. I also didn't see any way to really customize my crew, other than the ship cosmetics. I'd love to be able to roam around islands, finding different people, and trying to get them to join my crew. You're not even able to upgrade your crew's stats to maybe make them better at shooting cannons or boarding ships. The only kind of deviation from weaponry between other ships would be the type of cannons you make and where you place them. So the big question, is this game worth the inflated price on release? Absolutely not. The core of a fun game is there with the naval combat, but for the price of admission, there's really not a whole lot to do. For $70, I'd expect to be able to hunt for my own special crew members, be able to train up my crew so they get better stats and be able to better commandeer my vehicle or shoot my cannons, and at least have some melee combat or something other than the naval shooting to kind of break up the monotony of the gameplay loop. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you found this video informative or you enjoyed it, leave a like down there. It'll help the channel out a lot. And also, if you could do me a favor and subscribe, that would be fantastic. But other than that, one last thing, guys. Don't forget, games should be fun. I'll see you in the next one.